Hi everyone, my name is Rishad. Today is the 18th of August 2024. I'll be going over my weekly prediction for Tesla. As usual, I'll be going over the monthly, weekly, and finally the daily charts, and then I'll switch over to the Excel sheet where we'll review last week's prediction and go over this one in more detail. I didn't make a video last week as I was coming back from Harvard Summer School, and as such I didn't have time as I was on a flight. So for this reason, I didn't make the video. However, the prediction log is still there with the appropriate profit and loss. So with that out of the way, let's just get into this video. Now, monthly charts do show us, but before doing any of this, yes, it is important to make this disclaimer that all information here is completely educational. Therefore, it is important to conduct your own analysis, whatever analysis that may be, to ensure that you're comfortable with the risk, reward, and trading style. This is not any trading guide or anything of the sort. This is simply a log, educational video, which acts as a log and rationale of my predictions. So please use this video in that manner. Now, monthly charts show us that, again, as usual, Tesla has a very weird kind of price movement for the last year and a half, probably more than that, to be honest. And we can see this month again, we had a huge decline, but then rebounded back up in the last 2 weeks very heavily, and that's why we see this extremely long lower shadow. Let me move this cursor here so you can see this very long lower shadow, and this will become even more obvious in the coming weeks. Although volume, it hasn't closed, it doesn't look to be super encouraging. It doesn't seem to have particularly high volume. RSI is very sideways. I mean, it's not directional at all. I mean, that should be telltale enough that the market is basically going nowhere. DMI ADX is crashing down as we're not really trending or anything, not even close. I mean, it's below both DI plus and DI minus. That's very indicative that we're completely in a sideways, untrending, erratic kind of market. So there's nothing we can really get other than the fact that this long tail shows how much Tesla rebounded. Speaking of, we should not, here you go, you will see this. This is basically the three black crows pattern that was spotted, and that I did make a prediction based on this. Although that week I didn't take a trade because of how weird the market was, but we can see here that normally this should have been a very red candle or something of the sort, but a lot of the move had already been done here. So there was this almost like a morning star or an island reversal type of pattern, similar to an island reversal, although not really. However, you see these last 2 weeks were very large candles on not really high volume, however moved the price up quite significantly and made up for a decent amount of this loss. RSI, we can see, went all the way up here at its peak and then crashed back down, which is not diverging. We can see this very clearly. ADX is still not moving. It's going down right now. The DI plus is above DI minus, so we are actually in a bullish environment according to the ADX. That's what we get from the weekly charts. Next, we have the daily charts. We can see that started to gap down, and then these last 2 weeks we can see it's been a very steady, not particularly volatile, but just a very steady upwards movement to make up for a lot of this loss here. We've made up around a third of the losses we've had basically from the three large candles. RSI, however, is going firmly downwards, but we can see recently, in the past 2 weeks, it's been tilting up, which actually lines up with the movement that we see here. ADX, on the other hand, is just crashing down. We are actually in a downtrend indicated according to the daily charts, as the DI minus is above the DI plus. As of now, the ADX is above both, but it's only marginal, so that kind of shows that we're definitely not in a particularly trending environment as of now. Last week was a little bit complicated, and this doesn't exactly show it, so I will explain it very briefly. There were actually two trades that happened. One was a loss making, one was a profit making, and this was the average of them. So this right here shows how, this value is actually incorrect. After the loss, the value added was around 1,800, which is reflected in the weekly closing balance. This was just the profit that was made, and the loss was around 1,200, 1,300 if I'm not wrong, and this is the net of those two trades. For the 25th prediction, we'll buy when it crosses 220, sell when it falls below 203.88 with a target of 2% and a trailing stop loss. If neither are hit, then we will just close on Friday. Weekly trend is sideways, monthly trend is down. That's all for this video. Thank you for watching. Enjoy, and I will see you in the next video.